Welcome to the third video of What's True, where we delve into the depths of reality, truth, and what may lie beyond. Today we journey back to the year 1969, an era of exploration and achievement. Picture it, the late 60s, a time of change and transformation, not just here on Earth, but beyond our planet's boundaries. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a race, not just of ideologies, but of celestial proportions, a race to the moon. At the forefront of this monumental task was NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, a beacon of hope and ambition. And the astronauts? They were the brave souls who dared to venture into the unknown, becoming symbols of courage and the human spirit. Among them, a man named Buzz Aldrin stood out. A decorated fighter pilot, Aldrin was a key player in this historic mission, forever etched in the annals of space exploration. The moon landing was not just a scientific achievement, it was a statement. It was a message to the world that mankind was not bound by the confines of our planet, that we could reach out and touch the stars. The excitement was palpable, the pride overwhelming. Millions watched breathlessly as Aldrin, alongside Neil Armstrong, planted the American flag on the lunar surface. It was a moment that echoed around the globe, a testament to human capability. But it was more than just a moment. It was a spark that ignited a sense of wonder and curiosity in generations to come. It inspired countless individuals to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, shaping the world as we know it today. Yet it was also a spark that ignited questions, doubts, and a conspiracy theory that persists to this day. Was it all an elaborate hoax, a cleverly crafted deception, a $30 billion swindle? We were told that mankind had set foot on the moon, but had we? And so, mankind had set foot on the moon, or so we were made to believe. Fast forward to the 1970s, a time of disbelief and skepticism. A bizarre theory began to surface: the moon landing never happened. As the echoes of Neil Armstrong's iconic "One Small Step for Man" were still reverberating around the world, a shadow was cast. In the heart of this era, a book was self-published, titled "We Never Went to the Moon: America's $30 Billion Swindle." This book ignited the spark of the conspiracy theory, suggesting that the entire Apollo moon landing program was nothing more than a grand illusion, a swindle costing $30 billion. The conspiracy theory took another twist with the release of the movie Capricorn 1 in 1978. This film spun a tale of a faked Mars mission, fueling the fire of the moon landing conspiracy. The idea that such a monumental event could be faked, that the world could be hoodwinked on such a grand scale, began to seep into the collective consciousness. Fast forward to 2001, a full 3 decades after the original moon landing, the Fox network aired a documentary titled "Conspiracy Theory: Did We Land on the Moon?" This documentary gave airtime to the claims, further fanning the flames of the conspiracy theory. It dissected the moon landing footage, pointing out perceived inconsistencies and anomalies. It questioned the authenticity of the moon rocks, the absence of stars in the photographs, and the flag that appeared to ripple in the windless lunar atmosphere. This documentary, combined with the book and movie, formed a trifecta that solidified the moon landing conspiracy theory in popular culture. It was no longer just the whispers of a few skeptics. The seeds of doubt had been sown, and they began to take root in the minds of the masses. As the conspiracy theory gained momentum, the world began to question: did we really land on the moon? The whispers became louder, the questions more persistent. The moon landing, once a symbol of human achievement and scientific progress, was now shrouded in controversy. The world was left to wonder, to question, to doubt. The conspiracy had emerged, and it was here to stay. But every theory has its opposition. For the moon landing conspiracy, there were plenty of debunkings. Let's begin by addressing the most tangible evidence: the moon rocks. NASA returned with hundreds of pounds of lunar material studied by scientists across the globe. This wasn't a small group of people tucked away in a lab somewhere in America. These were experts from all corners of the world, all concluding that these rocks were of extraterrestrial origin. Now, if the moon landing was a hoax, how did NASA get these moon rocks? Also, consider the sheer implausibility of a global scientific conspiracy. Why would scientists from diverse nations with different political and scientific agendas willingly participate in an American space agency's hoax? It's far-fetched, to say the least. Moreover, the technology and knowledge required to fake the moon landing in 1969 would have been more advanced than the technology used to actually land on the moon. The special effects, the lighting, the physics, it all would have been incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to fake convincingly. There were also independent tracking stations around the world, separate from NASA, that tracked the Apollo missions. These stations, in locations such as Australia and Spain, received signals from the spacecraft, confirming its journey to the moon and back. Lastly, let's not forget the thousands of people who worked on the Apollo missions. These were engineers, technicians, and scientists who dedicated years of their lives to this project. To suggest they were all part of a grand deception is not only implausible, but also a gross insult to their professional integrity and personal commitment. The debunkings of the moon landing hoax are numerous and convincing, backed by tangible evidence and logical reasoning. They present a compelling counter-argument to the conspiracy theorists. With the evidence at hand, one might think the matter settled, but the conspiracy theory held strong. Welcome to the third video of What's True. While the world debated, those at the heart of the matter, the astronauts, found themselves offended by the implications. Picture this. You've been part of a daring mission to the moon, a feat that cemented your place in history. You've left your boot prints on a celestial body other than Earth and returned, bearing the weight of this extraordinary accomplishment. Now, imagine the world questioning the authenticity of your achievement. It's not hard to see why the astronauts of the Apollo moon landing felt more than a little miffed. Consider Buzz Aldrin, the second man to walk on the moon. Aldrin, a decorated astronaut, was confronted by conspiracy theorist Bart Sibrel in 2002. Sibrel, a self-proclaimed investigator, had the audacity to call Aldrin a coward and a liar, accusing him of faking the moon landings. Sibrel's words were a direct attack on Aldrin's honor, his commitment, and the sacrifices he'd made in the name of exploration and discovery. Aldrin, then a septuagenarian, didn't take these accusations lying down. He responded to Sibrel's provocations in a manner that left no room for ambiguity. With a swift punch to Sibrel's jaw, Aldrin made it clear that he would not tolerate such disrespect. This punch, seen round the world, was a physical manifestation of the astronauts' collective frustration and disbelief at the audacity of the hoax claims. The astronauts were not just defending their personal honor, but also the honor of their comrades, the integrity of NASA, and the authenticity of human achievement. They had dedicated their lives to the exploration of space, facing untold dangers and making immense personal sacrifices along the way. The suggestion that they had faked their accomplishments was not just an affront to them, but also to the spirit of exploration and discovery they embodied. The astronauts had made their stance clear. But did this quell the conspiracy theory? Far from it. This punch didn't end the debate. In fact, it added fuel to the fire, leaving us with the question, why is it so hard for some to accept that humans have walked on the moon? And so the debate rages on. The moon landing, a monumental achievement or an elaborate hoax? This question has stirred the waters of public discourse for more than half a century. It's a question that has left no one untouched. From average Joes to esteemed scholars, everyone has at some point pondered the veracity of the moon landing. The conspiracy theory, once confined to the pages of a self-published book and a movie, has permeated through the layers of society, finding its way into television documentaries and internet forums. It's a theory that has proven to be as resilient as it is controversial. Despite countless debunkings and the irrefutable evidence of hundreds of pounds of moon rocks, the conspiracy theory persists. It's like a stubborn weed that refuses to be uprooted. But why? Why does this theory continue to hold sway despite the weight of evidence against it? Perhaps it's because it taps into a deeper human instinct, the instinct to question, to doubt, to challenge the accepted narrative. This instinct is what has driven human progress throughout history. It's also what fuels conspiracy theories. The moon landing conspiracy theory has had a profound impact on society's perception of the event. For some, it's a symbol of human ingenuity and courage, a testament to what we can achieve when we dare to dream big. For others, it's a symbol of deceit and manipulation, a grim reminder of the lengths to which those in power will go to maintain their grip on the narrative. As we navigate through this complex web of truths and untruths, it's important to remember that the quest for truth is never straightforward. It's a journey that's fraught with twists and turns, with revelations and disappointments. As we wrap up this episode of What's True, we leave you with this thought. Is the moon landing the greatest achievement of mankind or its biggest lie? Until next time, keep questioning everything.